Hello guys and gal, couple gals now. Glad to see they're getting in. I'm going to make this video here, a quick one hopefully. It's basically in response to the lazy-eyed modeler. He posted a question on a video. Why did you join YouTube? What was the reasons for getting onto YouTube and joining and being part of this YouTube model building community? So I kind of thought about it, and it's a very easy, simple reason for me, but a little bit different than most of you might think. It started out after watching videos for about 8-10 months. I watched Dr. Cranky, Andy X, Chevy Cheeseburger, heard about Don Yost, got his videos, watched his videos, incredible. Many people that I watched, and I learned. And it got me into watching and reading forums on different sites. And just learned as much as I could. If I heard one guy mention, hey, this is how I do something, I will take that subject and look and search for it here on YouTube. I will Google the same question, and I will go to the forums and search out answers for that related question and find out how many ways there are to do something, like opening doors. I have yet to do that, but I guarantee I've seen at least 20 to 30 videos on how to open up doors, and I've seen them repeatedly. I know how to do it. I've seen it done many times. I've seen easy ways, I've seen hard ways, I've seen frustrating ways. Dr. Cranky doing a series now on how to do them made it very simple. His magnet thing that he came up with for closing and locking the doors in, intelligent. Little things like that. I started off with Dr. Cranky. Kind of decided to get into some new hobby. I unemployed, sitting around not doing much and bored. So ran into one of his videos, and then I started following people that was following him and people that followed them, and more and more. I believe that the reason I started, I had no intentions of doing this. Started building models, started putting the techniques and tips and pointers and teachings from who I call my teachers, me being a student, and took their knowledge, started putting it into building my cars. Before this, I never heard or thought of sanding a body down. I never, ever thought about going in there and taking seam lines out. When I saw a little molded line coming down off the A-frame, I assumed it was there because that's how it was in a real car. I didn't know. I basically heard, hey, yeah, sand this, scrape here with the back of your X-Acto knife, hollow out those doors, just all kinds of stuff. I'm like, whoa, this is kind of interesting. Started doing that on a couple of models, and next thing you know, I'm like, these are really starting to turn out nice. Made me proud. Made me happy. I'm creating something, and it's better than back when I was a kid when I did a few kits, 8, 9, 10 years old. Taking a rattle can, opening up the box, sitting it on a table, blasting a couple of coats of paint on it, gluing it together, and looking at it thinking, why isn't that very shiny? How come it's all this orange pill stuff? Back then, I was like, bubbles. I didn't know. Don't have any of them anymore. Don't know what happened to them. But obviously they didn't mean much to me. They weren't works of art. They weren't special. There wasn't time put into them. It was probably maybe 2 hours from the time I opened the box to where I had it sitting on the table, completed with fingerprints all over in it. Hey, I built it. Cool, let's go blow it up with some firecrackers out in the sandbox. Did that with Hot Wheel cars too. But it got me. He started with this question, why did you start with YouTube model building community? After building models for 8 or 10 months with the knowledge that I have learned from these teachers, I decided that I wanted to show my appreciation and show what I have been doing and on my builds that I learned from them. Their tips, their techniques, their how-tos, their clinics, their, hey, I just messed this up by doing this, so whatever you do, don't do that. I turned around, learned the same way. I did some things that I saw Dr. Cranky do, and I'm just like, how the heck did he do that? Because I just ruined this body. Couple hours in the purple pond, start all over, and eventually I got it. I figured it out. I got the resting and things, not in any way close to the way that him and others do. I'm still in the process of learning. I've done a few rusty buckets, and I've gotten into chopping up frames now. I'm cutting the floor panels and building my own drive shaft chambers and stuff, and hot rods and rat rods, and chopping their tops. I'm taking baby steps, working my way up. But it's these little things that I learned by watching here. I post these as a tribute to my builders or my teachers, showing what I've done because of them. It's meant the world to me to be able to turn around and have a question and type it in on the response thing on a video, or even send an email to somebody saying, hey, I saw this on your video, I just tried it, didn't quite work for me, what am I doing wrong? And next thing you know, I've got a 20, 30, 40-minute conversation going with Don Yost, with Dr. Cranky. I've had conversations with that, or with Andy X, apologize. I've asked Chevy Cheeseburger a few things, and comes right back, and he doesn't always type out a reply. He comes on and says, hey, Chris Chapman, here's how I did this. This is how it's done. And there's many ways to do it. And everybody admits there's so many ways, but this is how I do it. I've tried techniques, the same technique or same thing, 5 or 6 different ways, and I picked out the one that works best for me. I'm getting into acrylic paints now because of people like Chris over at Classic Plastic 101. And we were talking the other day after I posted a video concerning acrylic paints. And he's like, well, hey, I learned a couple things off that video. Well, I guess I have to head to the dollar store. And I replied back, I go, I'll tell you what. I'll tell them what products to use that work good for me. You show them how to do it. He's done great. My models are 100 times better on my paint job since I started using these acrylics. His teachings and showing me how to do it made it to where I don't have to go out and spend a ton of money to build a model. And it helps being unemployed and no income right now. So he has helped me immensely when it comes up to learning and spraying these acrylics. I've taken his advice and I've done what he's done. I've asked him on a couple of occasions, hey, how did you do this, or why did you do that? Always got a great answer, great conversation going, and I left it understanding and knowing exactly how to do it. That's why I joined. That's why I started posting these, to show you, hey, look, this is stuff that I can do with acrylic paints thanks to Chris over there at Classic Plastic 101. I plan and hope to have this body and this model put together and done today. Taking a quick short break, sorry about the squeaky chair, so that I could get this video done, because I've been watching some YouTube videos and this question was asked, so I thought I'd hurry up and do a reply. My postings on here aren't to show off. Oh, look at me, look how great I could do this, look how great I could do that. Oh, I know everything, blah, blah. I don't know anything. I follow along with the leaders and the teachers of this community, And I post these on here as a tribute to them, so that somebody might look at something and say, hey, I started doing that a long time ago. Well, it's probably you that taught me or showed me how to do that. So if you see something that looks familiar to you, pat yourself on the back, because it's well deserved. You guys have helped me, you've taught me, you've shown me, and now I can post these videos on here with pride, knowing that might not be the best, might not be the most perfect model, but I can put it on there showing that what you guys have taught has really helped me out. Consider them little trophies for yourselves, for those of you that go out there and post and say, here's how to do this and here's how to do that. Because that's what they are. Now, I'm going to try to get into military. Once I get back to work, I want to try a couple of tanks. I want to try some transport vehicles. Not really much into airplanes. Just never got into that. Never got into military ever. But Dr. Cranky showed me how much fun it is to weather something, and I would love to take an old tank and weather it up and make it look old. Same with an old transport truck. So, hopefully I'll get some work going here soon. I can kind of broaden my horizon, so to speak. Start using things off of videos that I watch from Cohen C. and some other people. Some great military builders. And the only reason I would do any of that is because I really like this weathering. And making it old and junky and garbagey, dirty. Don't know why, it's just me. So, hopefully that answers your question, Lazy Eye Modeler. Appreciate you posting it. Appreciate everybody here, all my subscribers and stuff. Never expected this. I posted that video on the acrylic paints and posted it over on my Facebook model car, Chapman's Model Cars over on Facebook. And I literally have not slept more than maybe 2 hours, 3 hours tops in the last 3 days because of answering a bunch of questions of people saying, hey, I want to try this. How did you do that? How did you do this? I kind of understand how Cranky and everybody else feels when they able to tell somebody and they send a picture back saying, hey, I just tried this and it worked. It wasn't me that taught them. It was many, many, many people here on YouTube that turned around and showed me how to show them. And just passing on the information. But without you guys here on YouTube, I couldn't have passed that on. So, to all you guys here on YouTube and on following my channel and stuff, again, thanks for listening to an old hippie's ramblings and stuff. And hopefully I'll get something up here soon and get another project started. Talk at y'all later. Thanks.